Right, we now proceed to the next problem there now. This time, we're getting the difference, the vector difference of vector A and then vector B. Okay, so you would notice there that ayan, vector A minus vector B, I'm now using red ink. And so the values would still be the same, but then take note that since we are already subtracting, and so what we do is that we also negate, or we get the opposite of the values. And so this time, and so let me just erase that now. So from east of north, and so since we are subtracting, the opposite of east is west, and then the opposite of north is south. So the direction now of vector B is 30 degrees west of south. So it's like here. Okay? And so, nandyan na ngayon yung vector B natin. The values would still be the same. Again, the magnitude of the vector B would still be the same. But what changes now is, of course, the sign. So, from the previous problem, it's positive. It's in quadrant 1, so positive x and then positive y. This time, we now have there, we can negate this one already, no? And so negative 7.5 because it's already in quadrant 3, negative 7.50, and then we also have there negative 13. Okay? So from there, what we do next now is that we get now the difference. Okay, so what is vector A minus vector B? In this case, we are going to add still kasi ninegate na natin. And so if we negated that already, considering the direction, we simply add the components. But if we did not negate, we now subtract like A minus B. It's like doing algebra, no? And so like 0 minus 7.50, that will give us negative 7.50. And then negative 8 minus 13, that will give us negative 21.0. Okay, so negative 21.0. Okay, so in that case, you now notice now that for the summation or the vector difference of the two vectors is now negative x and the negative y. Therefore, where do we find, or where can we find the difference or the vector difference? It's now on the third quadrant. Okay? So if we are going to somehow illustrate that now, that is the second, third, and then fourth. And so like 7.5 and then 21. So it's somewhere here. And so parang ganyan yung itsura ng resultant natin. Alright? So from there, doing that or doing the same method, no? And so to get the resultant, and so I'm still using R, although in some cases, we may use another letter para hindi ma-confuse. Pero in this case, I'll still be using R to determine still the resultant, no? Okay? So we use there negative 7.5. Ako yung 0, a point. Negative 7.5 plus negative 21.0 squared. This will now give us, and so R there is equal to and 22.3 meters. Okay? And then for the direction, that is, as inverse tangent, we have there R is, and then 21, negative 21 divided by negative 7.50. Okay, so in that case, that will give us an angle of, wait, let me just complete. What value will be getting? It's my calculator. Wait, I can't find my calculator. There. And so we have there negative 21, 7.5. And so we have there 70. Sorry. Is that? And 70.35 degrees. And so the angle is 70.35 degrees. But what will be its orientation? Take note that this is the enclosed angle. Sorry. Here. Right, I'll just erase that. Okay, so that is our resultant. This is the enclosed angle. Okay, opposite, right? Opposite and then adjacent. So that is now south of west. Okay, so 70.35 degrees south of west. If you're going to summarize that, the answer is 22.3 meters, 70.35 degrees south of west. And so if we are going to compare that from our graph from the previous videos, we had there from PhET simulation 22.1 meters, 71.6 degrees south of west. They're quite near. But what's nearer is for what we got from O Physics, no? That's 22.29 meters, 70.34 degrees south of west. Okay? So there, it shows there how we compare the values we get from component method and then of course from graphical method. And so ideally, again, as mentioned a while ago, ideally, component method would give us the most accurate answer to our component, to our resultants. Okay, so compared to the graphical method or to the other sub methods under graphical method. All right, so there.